So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really sorry I can't be there with you today, but I'm really excited to share with you information about this incredible industry called coaching. For those of you that have come here today, first of all, a big round of applause to you because you've taken the effort to actually come here, sit down and listen to something that's going to change your financial future and pretty much change your life. You know, when I first got involved in this industry, I didn't have a clue what to do. I had no mentor, I had no one around me, and I struggled for about 10 to 12 years. It was the most difficult phase of my life. I didn't quit because I have that tenacity and ability to be persistent, but on the whole, most people do quit. And I first started, I want to share a little story about myself, who I am, what my background is. My parents are from India. They've been in London now for over 60 years. Both of them were born in Calcutta. I'm from the UK. I didn't do very well at school. At school, I was always the quiet guy, the shy guy, the kind of person who probably most people would never expect to do well in life, to be honest with you. And at the age of 19, I'm sitting there thinking about myself and my life, and my dad is asking me a whole bunch of questions about my future. I'm looking at my past thinking, oh my God, I'm an English fail 3 times. I'm a mathematics fail 3 times. What I'm going to do with my life. My teachers were telling me all the time that you're not going to do nothing. I remember going to my careers interview, and my teacher was asking me, what are you going to do with your life? And I said, I want to be a pilot, like everybody does when they're younger. And my career teacher said to me, with the grades you don't even have hopes to be a janitor, let alone being a pilot. And that kind of hit me really hard. And I thought to myself, you know, who the hell is that person to decide what I'm going to do with my life? And maybe at that moment I made a conscious decision that I'm going to do something. See, but deciding to do something and actually doing something is 2 different things. Until I had the magic moment. I call it the magic moment because at the age of 19, my father asked me a question. He said to me, doing what you're doing right now, where will you be in 5 years' time? So that's the question I want to ask you. Doing what you're doing right now, where will you be in 5 years' time? Because a lot of you are thinking about that right now and thinking, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. So let's test it out. Let's look at your last 5 years. How dramatic or how much change or how much financial change or how much life change, lifestyle change have you had over the last 5 years? And in most people's cases, 95% of people stay in the same position or if not get worse. In fact, getting worse is better than being in the same position because that means at least there's some movement. But most people live the same old life, same old thing over and over and over again and quit on their dreams. By the time they have their first or second kid, they kind of think, oh, it's all over, nothing I can do. So at the age of 19, my father asked me a question, where will you be in 5 years' time? Look at what you're doing with your life. And at that moment, I had what I call a light bulb moment. It's a moment where you kind of reflect and think, that's a really powerful question. Because if I'm honest with myself, at that time, 5 years from now, I was going to be doing nothing because I had nothing. I had no experience, I had no knowledge. I decided on that day that I'm going to take a decision. I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to take a challenge. I started a business. And within 2 years, my whole life changed. And it didn't change because of the business. It's because I changed. And the reason I changed, because I got coached. I started working with people that were absolutely brilliant people. These were people that they may not have had the right college background, may not have the right degree, may not have the right, financial background, but all of these guys went from nothing to being super successful. And I was coached by these people. I was coached by these people who were brilliant in what they do. And it changed me. In less than 2 years, I went from being broke to making an absolute fortune, making like millions, if you want to put it into dollar figures. How did that happen? It's because it wasn't the business. Because a lot of people think if I had the money, I'll start a business and I'll do well. Or if I had a business, I'd be successful. If I had more, it's all to do with who you are as a person. Lucky for me, I discovered that early. So 19, I'm broke. I've worked in Domino's, I've worked in McDonald's, I've worked in pizza, I've washed cars, I've done all that kind of stuff. I still have marks on my hand to prove it. When you meet me, shake my hand and you'll realize that. But by the time I'm 21, my whole life has changed. What changed? I changed. So I'm going to show you today a method how you can really make a change in your own life, number one, and number two, make a change in life in maybe hundreds, if not thousands, if not millions of people around the country, or even your own life, your family members. Because India is changing, the world is changing. And I recognized that as I was growing up. I thought the world is changing, I'm going to become a better communicator. I'm going to take more risks, I'm going to take more challenges. I'm not going to live in a safe house. I'm not going to live in a zone where I'm always protecting myself. I want to be expansive. I want to be incredible. I want to be pushing my way forward. But for me to do that, I had to change as a person. And what I did is I made that change. My change happened over a longer period of time. But what I did over the last 20 years is I put together a system where I've worked with millionaires and billionaires and film stars from around the world, where I've worked with them on a one-to-one basis and put together a system of transformation in less than 10 weeks. And I'm so excited to share that with you. I'm so excited because I believe that you too can do whatever you want to do. Today I travel around the world. I've been to 49 countries. I've worked with over 600,000 people. I've worked with over 150 corporates around the world. I've worked with business leaders. I've worked with poor people. I've worked with healthy people. I've worked with people who are dying of AIDS. Every person you can imagine. I've worked with Bollywood film stars. I've worked with, like I say, billionaires, industrialists, corporate executives, housewives, doctors, lawyers, students. It's amazing. And the great thing is that the system that I've created works for everybody. I don't care who you are. You could be coming to me and be a Mukesh Ambani and say, I need coaching, I'd put you in the same system. You could be a brand new person just leaving college and saying, I don't know what to do with my life, I'd put you in the same system. Because I discovered that over life, that with all the people that I've met and all the people that I've seen, there is a way to do it. You know, and for me, it's shocking because I never thought in my life that I'd appear in magazines. I've been on Vogue magazine and Hello magazine, I've been on the TV, I've been in all kinds of media. I've even acted in a movie, believe it or not. You know, I was approached for a movie, a Yash Chopra movie, which is Mere Brother Ki Dulhan. If you've not seen it, do watch it. My point is that here, this 19-year-old kid who believed that nothing was possible and that was an English maths failure, not going to do well in life, all of a sudden is appearing in big media magazines that the world tries to get into. How did that happen? How did that happen? And I'll tell you how it happened because I made a change. I made a change in myself. And you're sitting in that room here right now. You're sitting there right now because you want to make a change. You're sitting there right now because you've taken the time out to come here and make a change. But are you going to make the change? Or are you going to just jump from one place to another, hoping that change is going to happen? For things to change, you have to change, like I changed. For things to get better, you have to get better. And I want you to maybe raise your hand right now if you really want to change. Just raise your hand right now. And if you haven't raised your hand, you should leave this room and go home because this is not a place for you. This is a place for people that want to make change. And if you really want to make change, I want you to raise your hand and shout the word yes as loud as you can. I'm going to count 3 and I want you to do it. Do that with me. I'm watching you. I'm here. Don't think I'm not there. I'm actually there. 1, 2, 3. Come on, do it. And if the person who's training you right now, the expert coach or the trainer, the speaker who's training you right now, if they're not doing it, guys, make them do it again and stop this video. But you've got to do it because change happens now. It means taking action. So I'll ask you once more. If you want to make a change, say the word yes, punch your hand in the air. I'm going to count 3. I want you to do it. 1, 2, 3. Go for it. Good. I'm sure you did. I'm having a bit of fun, but you know what? Change begins with the first step. Raising your hand is a step forward. And if you look at your life right now, what I discovered when I was younger is I was a poor decision maker. I didn't have the ability to take action. I was scared to ask for help. I changed that. I made decisions like that. In fact, Rockefeller once said, show me a person that can make a faster decision and I will show you a winner time and time again. And I'm so glad we have so many winners in this room here today. I also want to tell you one thing is that you've got to take action. But the problem is when I first started, I was petrified. I didn't know what to do. It was all trial and error. I wasted 10 years of my life, trial and error. And in today's day and age, you don't need trial and error. You need to take action. I believe in the next few years, the coaching industry is going to be revolutionary and you too can change yourself as a person. Look at my story. The ordinary young guy from an ordinary family, I didn't come from a rich family, who suddenly is featured on big magazines, newspaper articles, and coaching some of the most famous people on earth. It's awesome. And I want you to have that journey. And if you're serious about this, and you are one of those people, all I'm going to say to you is listen to the next 3 things I'm going to say. Number 1, keep an open mind. Number 2, don't look for excuses or why you can't do things. Look for reasons why you must do things. And number 3, remember, the only way that things are going to change is if you change. And the only way that things are going to change is if you hang around with the right people. And I want to finish this video off with one last thing. At the end of the day, you can judge what kind of person you are is based on the company that you keep. Look at the people around you. How many of those people are people that you inspire to be like and are people that are successful, people that are financially free? On the whole, most people have no one around them like that. This is going to be a chance for you today to hang around with some of the most influential and the most amazing people in this country. But the bottom line is this: what do you want your story to be like 5 years from now? What do you want your life to be like a year from now? What action are you going to take now? I'll see you soon.